Be going over coin features. In today's coin, we're going to be talking about VeChain. Now, VeChain is an interesting coin because it's an ERC20 coin. Now, what's an ERC20 coin or an ERC20 token? An ERC20 token is a token that's issued on the Ethereum blockchain to essentially foster the Ethereum ecosystem and use Ethereum as part of a payment mechanism on top of using the coins that are created on Ethereum as payment mechanisms and utility tokens, and essentially just a broader ecosystem of tokens that can be issued on Ethereum. Now, VeChain is an interesting token because VeChain is kind of broken up into two tokens, VeChain and VeThor. Now, VeChain is more of the spendable token or settlement token that's used in the VeChain ecosystem, while VeThor is used as more of a consumable token. Now, why would VeChain have these type of tokens? Well, VeChain is a supply chain management infrastructure where it's meant to track supply chain goods over the course of the logistics of whatever the supply chain may be. And VeChain ends up being really, really good with this because it allows for smart chips that can actually read through RFID to help track certain placements of these different goods that are traveled through the supply chain. And then it's also able to use these VeThor tokens as consumable tokens for different confirmations on the network while using VeChain as a typical payment token on the VeChain network. So people can use VeChain for payments of goods, while VeThor as a method of consumable authentications for when certain goods are have arrived at certain positions or certain events have been met or certain conditions have been met in regards to the supply chain. It's primarily the utility token that can be activated on the supply chain to help keep track of certain goods that are being moved. Now, VeChain can kind of be broken up into two sets of features here. We've got public services, and we've got the basic set of tools that VeChain offers. Now, in the basic set of tools VeChain offers a few tools that are quite interesting. It offers the inspector, which is essentially a smart contracts management and deployment tool in which you're able to manage and deploy smart contracts for your different enterprise and your different supply chain needs. You're also able to bring on the insight tool, which is essentially a block explorer, or a good way to put it would be a on-chain management tool that allow you to help manage a lot of the on-chain statistics and a lot of the on-chain features that may be going on. And it also goes over the Rosetta API and the Connex tool. And the Rosetta API is the general purpose API that allows you to interact with the VeChain ecosystem. And the Connex tool is the basic deployment tool to help build decentralized applications, which you're also able to build on VeChain. So you can build decentralized applications in a manner on VeChain to help manage supply chain management applications. Now, in public services, now, in a general sense, it's mostly just a series of developer features that can help manage a bundle of smart contracts that can reside on the VeChain platform. Primarily, the two primary features that are quite interesting that aren't just necessarily smart contract management tools are the tokens registrar and are the test Faucet, which is essentially the test network. Now, you're able to issue different types of tokens on VeChain for your different needs based off of different utilities that you may think up. And these tokens can essentially have a series of attributes that can reside on the network that can interoperate with the entire ecosystem within VeChain. This is very interesting because this allows you a greater flexibility in regards to what type of tokens you want to interact with for different applications you may want to build. And the test Faucet is essentially a test network on VeChain in which you're able to test all of your applications without going live. So you're able to get a general sense of what your applications are able to do without essentially being entirely live to the network when you do so. And these other tools in here like AppHub, B32, Connex, and the Picasso library are a series of libraries and frameworks put together on the VeChain platform to help illustrate different types of smart contracts that can be executed in such a manner that are already pre-packaged to help you build applications without you having to build from scratch or build from the bottom down or build from the bottom up. You essentially can build on the shoulder of giants while essentially their shoulders are your ground floor. And it's quite interesting because this essentially allows for greater adoption and greater development on a lot of these different platforms, just because they're able to offer a lot of the different development tools for smart contracts right off the bat. It's pretty cool. So VeChain being used for supply chain management is one of the biggest interesting innovations that it's been able to accomplish, and that ends up being pretty impressive.